Okay, thought I would go ahead and get this in focus. Thought I'd go ahead and just kind of show some of the features that are available on the Phantom Vision and Vision Plus Groundstation and Waypoints software. As you can see, I've got it in the trainer mode, which allows you to get tutorials during the introduction. I'm going to go ahead and go to the settings. And you can see camera and remote are available when the device is connected to the camera and the Wi-Fi network, which right now you look up above and it's connected to the Phantom 60B57C, which is the Wi-Fi extender. And then online news is available if you want that. Settings, you can do an auto hide on the toolbar, instruct it what you want it to do when signal is lost. Okay, you can stop recording, start continuous capture, and do that. Camera settings, I have all the camera settings set up. We'll go through that in just a little bit. Preview quality, mine is set at 640 by 480. 30 frames a second. This is on an iPad mini with an A7 processor. No problem doing that. I also use it on a Android device, which is a Samsung S4. Not quite as powerful a processor, but it also works. Flight controller, you can set now whether you want it in imperial or metric. The ground station, this is default set to off, and so you need to make sure that if you want to use the ground station function, that you switch that on. FPV, I made a mistake and did a video recently with this in FPV mode. What that does is lock out the roll in your gimbal. Might be fun for flying, but in terms of video, it doesn't work real well. Rotation lock. That locks the rotation on the display device, iPad, or the low battery information tutorial. Got the tutorial on. You can clear the news cache. Binding. This allows you to see what camera is bound. Right, the FC200 gives you the MAC address. You can put in a new camera if you want to do that. Rename the range extender. It's connecting. And basically you can change the SSID on the range extender. You know, this is my Phantom Vision Plus. Makes it easier to distinguish between that and the SSID on the camera, because we've had situations where guys in the past have connected to the camera and then not gotten great range. Find my vision. Well, there's my vision. You can have it as standard. You can set it on satellite. This particular case, actually what it's showing right now is my flying field at Sam Boyd Stadium, which I've already cached this map. Other gives my account. Let's go back. Okay, let's go to the camera. Okay. Camera is connected. This is the camera, as you can see, the camera pitch control, gimbal control switch. If you go ahead and click on that, it uses the accelerometers in your device and allows you to tilt and or yaw the camera and the great to do that. Flight attitude gives you where the Phantom is located, and note that I'm within 5 miles of a airport in Las Vegas, and so it's going to tell me that I'm in a restricted area and I have issues. Go ahead and close that out. Settings. Okay, here you have the capture mode, the photo size. Right now it's set to large. How do you want to capture video? Right now I have it set at 1080p, 30 frames a second. You can also set it to 1080i and 60 frames a second, or 720 at 30 frames, or 60 or 30 frames per second. Okay. JPEG, you can either choose JPEG or RAW in terms of where you want the video. ISO, this is important. Most guys sit there and set it at auto. I don't like that setting as well. I go ahead and set it, if I'm out in bright sunlight, I'll set it at 200. Another option is 100. Right now I'm indoors, so if I set it at 400, that'll give me a little bit more exposure. White balance, you can set it for automatic white balance, sunshine, cloudy day, or indoors with lights. You can see how I just I changed the ISO to 400 and set it to indoors, and all of a sudden the display is very bright. This is for your focus, whether it's center, wide, or pinpoint. This is for adjusting your aperture. This is for your focus, whether you're standard, hard, or soft. And if you're doing filming indoors and you're around a lot of fluorescent lights, you can set this to auto, or depending upon whether you're in the US or in the EU, you can set it for 50 or 60 hertz. You can reset the default settings, and you can go ahead and you can format your SD card. Right now I don't have an SD card in. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that. Let's go to the GPS mode. You can see it has the flight mode back to move back to the previous screen. Total mission distance. This is set to 5 kilometers or 5,000 meters. The speed you can set at middle, fast, or slow. Most of the time I fly in the middle. Boy, the slow is really slow. So you might want to experiment with that. Wi-Fi signal, battery settings, in terms of percentage. Right now I'm at 81% GPS signal. I actually have 6 satellites, which is not too bad considering it's sitting on my dining room table. Compass mode tells you what the compass mode is in, and location. Let's go ahead and flip that off. Okay, if you want to change to RC control, flip the S1 switch down and then back to GPS mode. So go to ADI and flip it back to GPS. If you're flying a mission, it'll bring you back to control. Okay, you'll notice that there's a circle around the home point of my my craft, and that's because you're limited to 500 meters in terms of the missions that you can fly, 5,000 meters total. This gives you the ability to go from standard to hybrid to, let's go to hybrid here, allow it to go ahead and load it. Or to satellite. This is just an FYI, this is a brand new iPad mini. It's running the A7 processor. I had a iPad mini running the A5 processor, and it wasn't quite fast enough for doing the light bridge, so now I'm using that, and I don't think I've cached the maps for this location. So anyway, but you do have the option. This centers the aircraft. This locks the orientation. It shows your orientation relative to north. Okay. Now, as far as doing missions, you can see there's a mission set here. Won't let me fly it, but you can see right now it's 885 feet from my current location. I can set my height from 30 feet, actually from 0 feet, all the way up to 356 feet. So let's go ahead and set it at 100. Okay. Let's go set a second waypoint. Set it 100 feet. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set a third waypoint right here. And I'm going to do that, and I'm actually going to bring my height down to 30 feet or about 10 meters. I've found that if you run a mission and end up above or end up 100 feet, most of the time your craft is almost right overhead. It causes a problem with regaining control. Okay, at that point, I'm now done. Flight paths cannot cross restricted areas. So, okay. So I can show you the details and how it's done. You'll notice when I get, if I were able to do this, there would be an icon here that says go. I hit go. The aircraft automatically takes off to the predetermined height at the home point, which typically is 20 meters or 60 feet. And then it will rotate and go to waypoint number 1, subsequently to waypoint number 2, 3, and I can have it return to home. If I want to press this one, that will go ahead and have it come home and automatically land, and do that, and I'll delete all of the missions. So there's the basics of how the program works. I hope this helps you guys out when the program does get released. It should be released shortly, and hope you guys have as much fun flying with this as I have. Have a good one.